Okay, this is part 32 from Best of the West on Art, Music, Movies, and Books. We're on page 173. Big book here by me, Pete Rogers. We're talking today about contemporary painters, illustrators, and many of them have books. And the reason this is so good to know about is you go to modern art and it's intentionally designed to make you sick to your stomach and depressed. You're like, is this the best my country, my nation, my culture can produce? All of modern art is fake. It's the emperor's new clothes. It's gaslighting to make the people disgusted with themselves and ashamed of themselves, saying, yes, this country's a piece of crap. It's not worth supporting, defending, maintaining. Okay, that's what it's done. It's used for laundry, you know what, of De Niro. It's all bogus, all right? Well, I tell you that because there's actually still a lot of great artists. They're just not allowed in the museums because the museums are filled up with all this modern crap. Modern art is 100% fake. 100% fake, a child could do it, all right? And then they just have all these BS artists that pretend it's real, okay? There's a lot of people that work for the billionaire perverts that want to confuse all the stupid pros and make them think that modern art is real, make them think the public schools are real, okay? It's insanity. All you have to do is say, what would a Renaissance person think if that knows art, if they came and saw this? They'd say, this is a disgrace. You know, this color splattered onto a wall. And you go into modern institutions and you'll see modern art paintings. That's a disgrace. What you're seeing is low IQ conformist people saying, oh, this is what it's safe to do. We'll play some elevator music or some other crappy music, a rap or some other crap, and this is our culture. No, that's the bottom of our culture, okay? You don't want that. These things will not maintain society. So anyways, I'm just showing you to let you know there's still magnificent artists around. Eric R. Music, he hasn't written a book that I'm aware of, but his paintings are great. He did a lot of wonderful paintings about Dante. Robert Bateman is the greatest nature artist who ever lived. I've done videos about him before. I own 4 of his books. They're magnificent, okay? He's beyond good. He's spectacular, okay? And I've been interested in nature art for a long time. You know, all the stuff like all the Roger Tory Peterson field guides and stuff. Okay, here is another one of Robert Bateman's books, Natural Worlds. They're all great. I mean, his paintings are better than photographs. They're like more beautiful. Okay, here's paintings of Dante, the Inferno Art Collection by Dino Di Durante, like a perfect name to paint Dante. Okay, I did videos about that. Okay, here's this guy named Ben Garrison. He's a great cartoonist. He's very clever. He's very funny. Here's a guy by the name of James Gurney, contemporary artist. He illustrates children's books, often with pictures of dinosaurs. He wrote a book called Dinotopia, very wonderfully illustrated. Here's a guy named Scott Gustafson. I think he's the best of the guys painting pictures of fairy tales. So here's one, Christmas Treasury. Here's another one with a picture of Beauty and the Beast on the cover, and rather spectacular. I've done videos about him too. He's just got one after another spectacular painting. Don Quixote, all these other fairy tales. They're magnificent. Here's Roberto Innocenti. These are his paintings from Christmas Carol, of course, the Charles Dickens novel with Scrooge. Some people say that Whittier contributed to it, but for all I know, Charles Dickens wrote the Scrooge novel, Christmas Carol. It's magnificent. Roberto Innocenti illustrated it. And I can also tell you, well, this is great, but I'm actually going to show you something else he did. He also did a magnificent, here's Cinderella. Roberto Innocenti illustrated Cinderella. But my favorite one, I don't even have the picture of it. Why didn't I include the picture of it? I must have included it somewhere else, because Roberto Innocenti, he did a spectacular illustration of the Pinocchio book. It's just magnificent. You'd buy the book just for illustrations. And that translation that goes with it, Pinocchio by Carlo Collodi, it's fantastic. That's a great rite of passage. The building's Roman, you know. Picaresque. It's just spectacular. Every male should read that book. Every woman should read it. I got Italian friends. They love Pinocchio. They get ecstatic when I hear Pinocchio's name because it really is great. It's perfect. You know, a boy coming of age, learning to be a man, overcoming his bad behavior as a juvenile is spectacular. Okay, Thomas Kinkade, the best-selling artist who ever lived, American painter, because he paints what we love. This is what we love. We love a beautiful home. We love our beautiful churches. We love nature. We hate modern art. We're forced to say it's good, and we just sort of conform. The typical stupid prole conforms. But you should not conform. You should speak against modern art every time you see it. It's a degradation of your culture, of your country, of your heritage. It's an insult. That's what it is. The people with these modern art museums that talk about them and praise them, they hate you. They're trying to degrade you. They're not your friend, okay? And you should know that, okay? It's like the same BS of castrating children in the public schools and calling it gender affirming. No, it's castration of children, okay? All right, here is another Thomas Kinkade, and he's got one after another, these beautiful paintings, and they capture that feeling of childhood, of home, of America back when it was e pluribus unum, out of many one, the melting pot. I grew up in America when it was a melting pot. Didn't matter what country you came from. You now were an American. You were proud to be an American. You didn't want to hyphenate your ethnicity. You were an American, and that was good. Everybody got along a lot better, and the country was much better. Simpler Times, another Thomas Kinkade book. And he's got one after another. I own a whole bunch of these books. I own like 5 books of his. The Painter's Light, Painter of Light, it's just beautiful. The reason why people buy his paintings is because they like him. He's the best-selling painter that ever lived. Okay, Greg Olsen, illustrator of Christian books. Here's one about Christmas, and he's a magnificent Christian painter. Here's one by John McNaughton. He's a contemporary artist, and his paintings are spectacular. You can just see this painting, sort of the hope of America. Please save America. Please make America something that we can be proud of again, rather than letting it descend into becoming a third world crap hole. Okay, he's got a lot of great paintings. I think I did a video about him in the past. I know I did. Okay, Norman Rockwell. Oh, I should have included one of Norman Rockwell's book covers. I screwed up by not including that. He's a magnificent artist, as you well know. I did a video about his art. Don Troiani, he's one of the all-time greatest, military art guys, historical art guys. He's got a whole bunch of books. I own a bunch of his books. They're great. I collect art books. I got like about 400 art books. I love all this stuff. Here is Don Troiani's Civil War Soldiers. It's great. And there's other really good artists. I didn't get to all of them. I cranked this book out pretty fast, but the point I wanted to make, and I think I made it here, and I did a whole video on Civil War art. There's a bunch of other guys. I think Mort Kunstler is a fantastic Civil War artist as well. Is there's a lot of great contemporary artists, just the people don't know about them. Okay, I think we're going to leave it at that for today. I hope you found that helpful.